Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man. Chop it up about a few things. Wait for some people to get up in here. Got about 5 or 6 topics I want to cover, man. Give my opinion on that took place over the last few days. Wait for a few y'all to jump up in here, man. Architect One, salute, bro. A lot of news been going on the last couple of days, man. I want to get to it. Before I start, though, Hughie Fury has seen an interview with Eddie Hearn. Um, Tyrone Smith was good. The J. Bruce Theory was good. Sheldon Holmes was good. Just seen an interview with Eddie Hearn on Seconds Out. He was saying that Hughie Fury is going to be back in action March 7th in Manchester. All right. So hopefully one of the guys that I bring up here, he will be getting in the ring with. We don't know who Hughie Fury is going to fight, but a few guys I have in mind that I would like to see him fight. All right. Black Thanos was good. Harold Jones was good, man. Jay Jerk was good. Lawrence Williams, what it do? Devin Sinclair, what up, man? We gonna get to it. A few more people get up in here, man. We definitely gonna get to it. Let me see what should I lead off with here. You know what? Let me lead off with this Ruiz splitting ways with Robles, man. Now, I know for some, right when they see this, they just think, oh man, but look, Andrew Ruiz is known to be, if you follow his career, he's always moving trainers and hopping around. And, before he got with Robles, he was with Abel, you know what I mean? And then after the Parker fight, we thought he was going to come back with Abel, and that didn't happen. Then he was out for a very long time, you know what I mean? Then he came back, he was with Manny Robles. This is what Andrew Ruiz does, all right? Now, Andy has been doing a lot of splurging. Now, I will say this because I want to stay consistent. When he was doing all the splurging, when he got his money, when I first saw it, I'm like, this is Andy. Because if you follow Andy, bro, because I've been following Andy for years, pretty much his entire career, especially being here on YouTube, where he's always like showing a pair of Jordans that he bought, or he will show a picture of his Porsche and say, "Yeah, I just got the Porsche washed." You know what I mean? He's always doing those types of things. So when he started to get more money, it was kind of like, okay, he's doing the same shit he's been doing. He's just a little bit more extravagant, or a lot more extravagant with it because he has more money. So when he was showing pictures of his Wraith and his Maserati and his Benz truck and all the cars he has, I'm just like, oh, this is kind of like him showing the Jordans and the Porsche times 100. You know what I mean? So I really didn't take much of it. But now, after the fact, he's still on that type of thing. And I'm not sure if Andy's like a rap star. I'm not sure if he's a rap star or what he is, man. I know he's doing some modeling for I forgot the name of it, man. Fashion Nova. Shout out to Fashion Nova, you know what I mean? They want people to wear their stuff and things like that. So I get it. Maybe he's getting some type of endorsement package with them, or whatever it is. But just following Andy on Instagram, man. I'm just looking, and he's putting up like a few days ago. He put up an old picture saying the old destroyer or the young destroyer. He put up a old picture of himself. So I'm not sure if he's trying to like find ways to motivate himself. And it's like, Andy, we don't want to see the old destroyer or the young you. We want to see you right now at your best. You dig what I'm saying? So maybe that's like some motivational thing for him where he put it up. Or maybe it was a loose picture that he seen on his phone that he just threw up. But to me, I think there was a psychological reason why he's doing this or why he did that. Um, but this version of Andy with the six chains on and the rings and the watches and all that's great, man. I'm never going to tell a man how to dress or what to wear or what to drive. That's on you. But bro, I'm not sure if you're just more just enjoying your lifestyle now or what. Now he's saying the right things. You know what I mean? He's sitting there saying, I didn't train properly, this, that, and the third, all this BS, this excuses. And I'm not sure where this dude head is at, man. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just not sure. I want to see more, you put up more things of you training. It's cool to put up things with you with your new Benz truck and all that. That's cool. But bro, I'm not here to like admire your material things. I want to admire you as a fighter. And that's great that you have those things. And he put up another post saying that it wasn't luck, he deserved this. And bro, you've been fighting since you were 6 years old. You put in hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. You went in there and whooped AJ's ass on June 1st. regardless of what AJ was going through. So yes, you did deserve it. But with that said, though, bro, we want to see more. Unless he thinks that's enough. Like I said, man, it's different when you 20. I don't know exactly what's in his bank account, but I'm assuming he's anywhere from the last two AJ fights. He's anywhere between what 15 to $25 million richer, somewhere in that ballpark. So it's gonna be a lot different trying to get out of bed with that in your bank account. You know what I mean? It really takes something within for you to get out of bed and keep fighting, especially when this has been a dream of yours since you were 6 years old. And I think, was it more of a dream of him to be world champion, or is it more of a dream to make that, elite heavyweight type of pay grade? Which one was it, or was it both? Because usually when some athletes reach that pinnacle, that milestone of the money they get, you see this in the NBA when guys go in and they sign that second contract after those first 3 years are up, and they sign that big contract. Some guys fall wayside. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see with Andy, man. I'm not gonna write him off yet, because that was just one bad performance, bro. It's literally one bad performance. You dig what I'm saying? And it wasn't like AJ was standing there trying to trade with him. AJ fought a totally different fight. Good for him. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna write him off yet, but I got to see what Andy looks like in his next fight, man. Um, and as far as him, I'm hearing Teddy Atlas is rumored. Look, this is where, even though I don't like Teddy Atlas, I'm not going to hate on you. Just because I don't like you, don't mean I'm going to hate on you. Teddy Atlas knows a lot about boxing. He uses a psychological approach with his fighters, and the fight game is, a lot of it is mental. I've heard different percentages: 99%, 90%, 80%. Okay, well, whatever the percent is, he brings that element. He knows a lot about the fight game. He trained under custom models, so I'm not going to knock him for that. I'm not going to hate him. But some of the things he's said over the recent years, I know, but Mr. Box is just his opinion. Well, his opinion sucks. You know what I mean? This dude that said that Mike Tyson is 0-6. Really, Teddy? He's really 0-6? You know, whenever he got in there with somebody that wasn't scared of him, he lost. And that's bullshit, too. There's a lot of fighters that got in the ring with Mike Tyson that wasn't scared of him that he beat. You know what I mean? Pinkline Thomas wasn't scared of Mike Tyson, okay? Razor Ruddock wasn't scared of Mike Tyson. That's just a different video. But anyways, and he says some other things that made me scratch my head about some other fighters. You know what I mean? So uh, to me, this kind of like Andy, because he knows that Teddy Atlas is a strict guy. This dude's strict. He's strict. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Now, right now, I guess this is rumored, but I'm not sure if he thinks bringing Teddy in, he needs somebody that's going to be, quote, on his ass and be strict with him. But it's like, bro, why would you need all that when you're at this level of fighting, one? And number two, Manny Robles is doing a great job. As far as from the outside looking in, he knows your style. He knows the heritage. He knows um, he was giving you good instructions in the corner. You know what I mean? He was trying to get you in camp to train. But according to Robles, you wasn't listening to nobody, not to him, not your own father. And that's according to Robles, okay? Not me. I'm just giving his words. All right, that you wasn't listening to nobody. So to me, if you're not listening to nobody, and now you're $20 million richer, I don't give a fuck if you bring in Bob Knight. You could bring in the strictest of the strict in your camp. If you ain't listening to nobody, you just ain't listening to nobody. You know what I mean? If you're not listening to a guy that helped you uh, reach the mountaintop in that fight, what the fuck would make me think you're going to listen to Teddy Atlas? Why? Because he yells? Because he puts on a mean face? Like, if you're not listening to nobody, bro, you're not going to listen to nobody. At this point, it's not like you're some 12-year-old, some novice in the game. Dude, so I guess we'll see if it's even Teddy Atlas. And if it is Teddy, I'm curious to see how it's going to work. Because Teddy is a no-nonsense guy. He is. But to me, Manny is also no-nonsense in his own way. What do you mean, Mr. Boxing? Well, go look on Instagram. The last post that Manny put up 9 hours ago, guess what he was doing? Guess what Manny Robles was doing? Training a fighter. Doing excellent mitt work. Training a fighter. What was Andy Ruiz's last post on Instagram? Him spurging. 7 gold chains on. Again, I'm not hating on that. I'm just telling you what I saw. Chilling. In the truck, in the Benz truck, kicking it. You dig what I'm saying? Manny in the gym. You can be no nonsense and not be this aggressive and I'm going to make a mean face and all that weird shit. You can still get the most out of your athlete. You know what I mean? So I guess we'll see how that turns out. Then there was something else interesting that I seen with that article, man, on Boxing Scene with this whole Manny Robles splitting ways with Andy Ruiz. I don't know how true this is. All right, so don't this isn't written in stone. All right, I'm just telling you what I saw. Uh, Robles said that he was told by Ruiz's father that Al Heyman was the one that's making them split ways. I don't know how true that is. To me, it's odd as hell. What the fuck? And I know that Al Heyman is an advisor. Now, this is me just responding to what was said. Okay, I don't see why they would want to why shit Al or anybody would want to split ways with Robles. Man, dude's a good trainer. But I think he's getting a bad rap in this now. Robles did say that he was glad that Andy didn't put it on him. That Andy was putting it on himself. Andy was putting it on Andy that he wasn't prepared and he wasn't putting it on Manny. So again, that's more confusion because it's like, well, shit, Andy, you know what the problem was. So why the fuck you getting rid of Manny Robles? You know what I mean? Or maybe again, I'm just speculating. Maybe Andy feels as if that he needs somebody else. He just needs something fresh in camp. Somebody that will get his attention. Maybe Robles isn't getting his attention anymore. Maybe I'm not sure, man. I don't know what the hell's going on with what's going on in Andy's head. All right, that's topic number one. Let me go ahead and ball that up, throw that in the trash can. All right, let me see what y'all talking about really quick. Ooh, a few people have joined up in here. All right, let me say what's up to everybody, man. That's topic number one. I'm not gonna try to sit here long. I got five more things I want to go over. Let me see. Roderick Thompson was good, bro. Devin St. Clair. He says I still think Hughie has a bright future. He only lost the top fighters. How many heavyweights can you name that can beat Parker, Pulev, and Povetkin? And he did well against all of them. Well, shit. The only guys I can really name that can beat those guys is the guys that actually beat them. You know what I mean? So shit, AJ's one that can beat Povetkin and Parker, but you guys get what I'm talking about. And he's about to fight Pulev, so shit, AJ's probably a guy, right? AJ beat Povetkin, he beat Parker, and I'm pretty sure he's about to beat the hell out of Pulev. So AJ, but I get what you're saying though, Devin. I think Huey's a good outboxer, man. I think he needs to just sit down on his punches more. And I might as well just bring it up now, but Michael Hunter is a guy that had Hughie Fury on his hit list. All right, so I wouldn't mind seeing Michael Hunter versus Hughie Fury March 7th. I think that'd be a good one. My man, boxing conversation with Reggie Owens up in this thing. What's good, Reg? Y'all go subscribe to my man Reggie Owens. Thomas Moreland says, salute family and friends. Salute. What's good, bro? Harold Jones says, I like Robles, but he did not control his camp with Ruiz. That's a tough job anyway. So maybe a Teddy Atlas will for will for some degree of discipline and will not care if he gets fired. And I agree with you, Harold, but to me, bro, it's just like at this stage though, man, like you know what you need to do as a fighter. This dude been fighting since he was 6 years old. You're with somebody that has proven to help you, not just going off his accolades as a trainer from back in the day. This is a guy that worked with you that proved that he can help you with your preparation, proved that he can get you the right instructions in the corner. Now, like you said, Harold, maybe, and that's what I touched on too. Maybe he looks at Manny as somebody that he doesn't have to listen to no more, or and then again, bro, it's hard to control something with somebody that comes across as uncontrollable. You know what I mean? And that's how Ruiz was coming across. He didn't listen to his pops, let alone Manny. He didn't listen to his dad for that camp. He did what he wanted to do, man. So again, like I said, bro, uh, maybe Teddy coming there, he got the scar across his face. Maybe his demeanor and his New York ways get some the best out of Andy, or maybe it may have Andy looking at him like, man, who the fuck are you? I ain't gotta listen to you either. I guess we'll see all in due time, right? DB, salute, man. Mark Blake, what it do? DB says South Central LA up in here. Salute to South Central LA. Uh, the Expert Genius, what's good, bro? Y'all go subscribe to the Expert Genius. Go subscribe to my man NBT Boxing up in here. He says, peace, Mr. Boxer Day. Peace, chat. Peace, the hater with the thumbs down. I hope your mom paid her rent this month so you can still have a place to stay. Yeah, and whoever that hater is, they're probably subscribed. Well, obviously they're subscribed to me and they show up every live, and they'll probably have a new name up in here, or maybe they'll come with their original name. Who knows? Jay Jerk, what's good, bro? He said, Mr. Boxer, I know this is random, but did you hear about Fury getting hurt? No, I didn't hear about that, man. I did hear something about him. Was it the UFC event? Allegedly, I didn't see any video, but I did see headlines. Allegedly, he walked into the last UFC event limping. I don't know if you're talking about that, But that's what I saw, but I didn't even read into that, man. I'm not gonna read into him being hurt or anything unless it's official. But again, though, a lot of these fighters go into training camps and go into fights a little banged up. Nobody really goes into a fight 100%. You know what I mean? To where at least your damn pinky finger is bothering you, or your big toe is bothering you, or maybe your shoulders bothering you. A lot of these guys go into big fights a little dinged up. So we'll see. Big Nick, what's good, man? Jupiter B up in this thing was good. Oh, my pop's up in here. Patrick Meeks. Hey, Dad, how you doing? He says same thing happened to Rocky when Clubber Lang beat him uh, in the first fight movie portraying real life. Y'all say what's up to my dad, man. But yeah, Dad, once they get them silk pajamas, man, they chumps. You know what I mean? To quote Clubber Lang. I got a lot of mo. I got a lot of mo. I actually watched that Rocky a couple weeks ago too. Renee Box Young up in here. Hey, what's good? All right, y'all. Let me say what's up to everybody. I see all your comments, man. Let me just say what's up. Haplotype Zero up in here. Ivan Lewis. He says, why do you think Lewis was scared of Tua more than of Tyson? Well, shit, Ivan, he wasn't too scared of him because he fought on both. I just think Lewis and Emmanuel Stewart knew the right game plan. And with Tyson, he had a dead man in front of him, as Emmanuel Stewart was saying. And when Tua fought Lennox Lewis, that was Tua closer to his prime self than that was to Mike fighting Lennox. Now, I know what people are going to say, but Mr. Boxing, they're around the same age. Yeah, but come on, guys, let's not be naive here. In boxing, people can be the same age, but one fighter can be closer to his prime than that other fighter. Mike Tyson was one of those guys that at his best, he was at his best in his younger years. Lennox was more at his best during the middle to latter stage of his career. Yes, you can be the same age. I understand that. But you can be in different places in your career being the same age. And not to say Lennox was in his prime, because he wasn't. But at that point in time, Lennox was just a better fighter out of the two. All right. Um, and Mike pretty much had nothing after the first couple rounds. Whereas David Tua, he was more closer in his prime, the fresher of the two fighters, and Lennox to me just fought a smarter fight. Tie up on the inside, tie up that left arm so Tua can get no left hooks off. Once the ref separates and break you, get some space, get back to that jab, move a little bit, do not be a standing target. Fought the perfect fight. You know what I mean? And Lennox has brought me some great Saturday nights. So I'm not gonna sit here and give him too much hell over that fight with Tua. Um, you know what I mean? But and my dad is in here, man. And my dad and Lennox took a picture. I have a picture downstairs in my storage. I'm not sure. My dad probably answered, but him and Lennox took that picture together in like '93, I think. So, contrary to popular belief, man, Lennox was respected here in the U.S. It was just when he fought Tyson in the Holyfield, like our top fighters. Of course, majority of the fans want to pick our top guys, but Lennox was gave us great nights here in the States, man. He started wearing the FUBU trunks, you know what I mean? So that kind of made him closer to, the hip hop fans, and, you know what I mean? And we love Lennox, man. You know what I mean? Just that when you were fighting our top guys, of course we're going to go for Tyson and Holyfield. But rather than that little small type of stuff, and people say, but Mr. Boxing, Larry Merchant, you said, but Larry Merchant would say shit about Larry Holmes. He would talk shit about Roy Jones Jr. He would talk shit about everybody, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? So, what do you think? Lennox Lewis was exempt? You know what I mean? Like, come on, y'all. Uh, my Clint Suafano up in here, Cyber Boxer up in here. All right, y'all. Let me cook, man. I see some people. I don't know if people leaving comments think they're going to hurt my feelings or whatever, but hey, man, I know what some of y'all are doing up, what some of these dudes are doing up in here, but you're not going to hurt my feelings because you think so and so is going to win the fight. I mean, whoever you think's going to win the fight, bro, that's who you think's going to win the fight. It's not going to, your opinion hold no dominion over what I think. All right. But let me get back to cooking, man. Parker versus Wach. They're talking about Parker versus Wach in Texas. Now, look, you guys have heard me say this before, man. How much credit are we going to keep giving guys for beating Marius Wach? You know what I mean? And I use Walken as an example because he's being, just passed around at this point of his career. I came out with a video about a week ago where Parker's team came out and said that they're going to have him in the ring. They're going to try to have him in the ring a minimum of 3 times this year. So did I think that every fight was going to be a blockbuster? No. What I think is going to be two Marius Wach type of opponents, and then the third fight, hopefully for us the fans, and we'll see. I think the third fight, the fight at the end of the year, will be the Usyk fight if they can get it made, because Team Parker, or Dave Higgins rather, he came out, the manager of Parker came out and said that they should get a 70-30 split in favor of Parker, because according to him, they're the A side, because according to him, they sold out the O2 and Principal, wherever he fought those fights in the UK. All right, but what he failed to say is that the UK get behind all their heavyweights. If David Price were to fight Parker, they will all come out to see David Price. It won't just be so much because of Parker's fighting him. All right, so when Higgins came out and said that him and AJ and him and Dillian Whyte sold out such and such arena and stadium, yeah, but you're failing to say that had Parker been replaced with me that night against AJ, it would have sold out. Uh, had Parker been replaced with, let me just pick P Money that's in the chat right now, or Jupiter B against Dillian Whyte at the O2, it would have sold out. Why? Because the UK fans love their fighters. They'll come out and support them. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just because of Parker. Now, we'll give him credit with being a unification fight between two undefeated heavyweights with AJ, and he helped sell it a little bit, but AJ's going to sell out regardless, man. So don't make it seem like this Parker is some just major attraction. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, why haven't they built like some 60,000 seat arena in New Zealand for Parker? You get what I'm saying here? So let's not take it overboard. And Usyk, so what is Usyk going to tell us that, hey, I sold out? I believe he fought, where did he fight Bellew? Was it Manchester or somewhere like that? Wherever they fought. So Usyk take credit for selling that out? No, it was Tony Bellew. Again, maybe Higgins just trying to throw something big out there. Hey, 70-30 so we can get closer to 50-50. I'm not sure, man, but I hope they don't let a chance at a world title slip through their fingers because of greed. That would just be crazy, man. And Parker, to me, not that he needs to work his way up from the very bottom, but you did suffer 2 defeats in a row, bro. And to me personally, and I'm staying consistent from my post-fight video, I thought the AJ and Parker fight was a draw. I know some of you go, oh, I explained the whole thing in the post-fight video, all right? I thought the Dillian Whyte versus Parker was a good fight as well, okay? So it was some good fights. It wasn't some he was getting just beat down from pillar to post type of things, but there's still losses, okay? And the last time you fought, where did Parker fight? Somewhere in Rhode Island at some church? I'm just being, he wasn't at the church, but somewhere in Rhode Island, okay? So come on, man. Come on with the shenanigans. And now you're about to fight on the undercard in Texas. Come on, bro. Like, knock it off. You know what I mean? But this fight, though, with Wach, you can't be too mad at Wach, man, because he went in there, he gave, the last time we seen Wach, he was giving Dillian Whyte some work. Now, mind you, it was a 271-pound Dillian Whyte who was really out of shape, but you can't get mad at Marius Wach. He was giving Dillian some work, so he lives to fight another day, right? So I guess that's where Parker's going to be fighting. Do I want to see, am I clamoring, and, is it mouth-watering to hear that Parker's going to fight Marius Wach? No. But again, like I said, though, we knew that when they say he's going to be in the ring 3 times, did anybody think it was going to be 3 world beaters? I certainly didn't. So, yeah, this falls right in place with the thought I had when they say he's going to be in the ring 3 times. Marius Wach, you know what I mean? And so that's another topic down and over with. Throw that in the wastebasket. All right, let's see. Junior 5, that's the thumbnail of this video. I do like the fact that Wilder has brung in Junior 5, 19-0 New Zealand. Speaking of New Zealand heavyweight. Last time we seen 5, I believe, who did he fight? Was it Devin Vargas he fought? I forgot who he fought, but he fought last November. All right. Now, this is the second out of the last 3 camps that Fa has been in with Wilder, and I think it's a good sparring partner, man. Fa is pretty fleet of foot. You go watch his old fights, especially in the World Series of Boxing. You go watch some of his old fights. He likes to move around, likes to throw his hands, likes to circle. Okay, he was doing a lot of that, especially early in his amateur days, and so people don't know that about Junior 5, that he can fight like that. So him mimicking and trying to do his best illustration of the way that Tyson Fury fights, I think that's a good sparring partner to have. Okay, he's also big as well. Not as big as Tyson Fury height wise, but he's around that 6'6", 6'7" type of range. You know what I mean? So I think he has really good movement. So I think it's a good sparring partner. I think Junior Five will, as he put in the article I read about this, that he's learning a lot, which I know he is. He's out there learning, and he's also preparing himself for his next journey, and not just being a complete sparring partner. You know what I mean? Because Wilder doesn't seem like the type that he's going to let you get away with just going in there and just sparring. I do think Wilder will make you fight him as well in camp. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson was notorious for making guys actually fight him in camp, not just going in there to work on certain things, but to go in there and try to survive as well. And I like that he's in his camp. You know what I mean? So just want to touch on that. That was some Junior Five news. Throw that in the wastebasket. All right. I'm gonna touch that one last. Let me see. Hunter, yeah, Michael Hunter says he's targeting Parker. Oh, I'm sorry, he's targeting Price, Hughie Fury, and Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte is going to go the route of fighting. I'm going to get to him in a second, but Dillian Whyte got some other options, so I'm going to talk about him in a second. Hughie Fury, that's the fight right there that I was telling you guys about that I would love to see Hunter fight March 7th against Hughie. Let's get it on now. Why wait? You know what I mean? Hunter's last fight was against Povetkin, was a draw. It was a damn good fight. Hunter tried to come out there and huff and puff and blow the house down in the first couple rounds. Povetkin put up some resistance, and he was clocking Hunter back, and it was a good fight. Far as Price, I understand why Hunter is saying Price, because all of these guys are UK fighters, right? Hughie, Fury, Whyte, and Price. So I understand why he's putting Price. Price is a fan favorite. People will go out there and get behind Price, even though he's been knocked out a multitude of times. That's how UK fans are. They're going to stick behind their guys. I think Hunter blows Price out. Then I did see Price name linked to Lucas Brown over last week, where they're talking about that. And that, a fight like that, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Lucas Brown versus David Price. I think it'd be a good little undercard fight. Heavy hands. Just to know where both of these guys punch. Well, I know that Price punch resistance seems pretty shot to me at this point. And Lucas Brown, I'm not sure where his punch resistance is at. That devastating KO, highlight reel KO loss to Whyte, and then he got stopped against Dave Allen. I think that was a body shot by Allen that stopped him. So I'm not sure where his punch resistance is at. Yes, I see Lucas Brown on Instagram training and doing, but he's been on Instagram training and doing all that stuff and putting up them video clips before the Allen loss, before the Dillian Whyte loss. So he's just an older man staying in shape. I mean, that's all I can get from that. But as far as being an elite level or just participating at the elite level of boxing, I'm not sure he beats anybody. But this type of fight, I wouldn't mind seeing. Like I said, guys at the tail end of their careers, I think it'd be a good slugfest while it lasts, a good undercard fight to get you ready for the main card. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't mind seeing this type of fight between these two. But I don't want to see Price in there against a Michael Hunter. I think he gets blown out. All right, now let's get to Eddie Hearn. All right, I seen an interview with Hearn. He says that Whyte Ruiz is still being talked about, but he believes that may be more of a second fight for Dillian Whyte this year rather than his first fight. And they're also talking about that fight could possibly take place in the USA. I would love to see Dillian Whyte come over here, man. Although I disagree with him about a lot of things that he says, I would love to see him fight over here. The last time he fought over here, he fought Malcolm Tan in Lincoln, Nebraska, in front of about 30 people. And I'm not trying to be funny. He literally fought in front of, I watched it on TV, he literally fought in front of 30 people. It was literally the first fight on the Terrence Crawford, Julius Ndungo card. Not the first fight of the telecast, the first fight of the card, like when the venue opens, first fight. Sad. And I understand, but Mr. Boxing, it was a tick-over fight. Whatever, sure. They say that was for him to come over here and make a splash. I'm not sure if that even made a drip, let alone a damn splash. I would love to see him fight Ruiz or any other type of elite level heavyweight over here in the States. You know what I mean? I do want to see Dillian Whyte fight. All right. Now, Hearn also said that the front runner to fight Dillian Whyte next is Povetkin. Okay. And they're talking about late April, early May. Okay. I'm sure that fight's going to be in the UK. Povetkin is, he's fought Price, fought AJ over there in the UK. He's a 40-year-old heavyweight. I get kind of confused sometimes with Dillian Whyte when he says he doesn't want to fight an old Luis Ortiz, but yet you're going to fight a guy that's perceived to be old in Povetkin who's 40, and you fought an old Marius Wach who's 40. So I'm kind of confused about which old guys are okay and which old guys are not okay. All right. But anyways, Povetkin, just like Ortiz, showed that he does have a lot left, being 40, okay? Because usually some guys would have succumbed to the pressure that Hunter was putting on him in Saudi Arabia, okay? And he does have a left hook that you still have to respect. And it might come down to who lands their left hook first between Povetkin and Dillian Whyte. And as far as going down the stretch of a fight, I may favor Povetkin to have the better gas tank than Dillian Whyte. That's just my opinion, all right? But I think it'd be a very exciting fight. That's enough on that one. All right. Now, last topic before I get to you guys, what you guys are talking about, man. Now, we know a lot of stuff was going around with, and to me, it's not even really, the news wasn't really new. It was just that Dillian Whyte brought it back up. And then once, he brought it back up, it kind of went all over the internet. Everybody was talking about it. All right. This came out a couple years ago, man, when Johnny Nelson was talking about this, that it's the worst kept secret in boxing, that Deontay Wilder was allegedly knocked out cold with body shots and all types of shots, right, by Vladimir Klitschko. Wilder came out with a video. That video was posted on YouTube by me and several other uploaders. Wilder coming out saying that that didn't happen. He was the main sparring partner for Klitschko, sparred him over 50 some odd rounds for that particular camp. He's only been in one camp with Klitschko. And then James Ali Bashir came out and also said that, hey man, Wilder didn't get knocked out. He did get dropped, but he didn't get knocked out, and he continued on fighting. And Emmanuel Stewart kept him on as the key sparring partner. And you guys know that footage of Emmanuel Stewart. This was in 2012, giving his thoughts on up and coming heavyweights at that moment in time in 2012. And the two guys he said there will be something to look out for in the future were Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. All right. So I don't see somebody getting knocked out, twitching, and all this shit that Dillian Whyte was saying to be for them to keep him in camp. If anything, if you're knocked out twitching on the floor, they're going to send you home. You know what I mean? They're not going to keep you on for camp, and they're damn sure not going to keep you as the main sparring partner for said camp. Doesn't make any sense, right? So what I'm saying all that to say this: Jonathan Banks. You guys know who Jonathan Banks is? Former fighter, cruiserweight. He even came out in heavyweight, but he even came out and said that he was the one that picked all the sparring partners for that camp. And he said that Deontay Wilder get dropped. Yes. Did he get knocked out cold, twitching on the floor, and then he's smelling salts? No, that didn't happen. Okay. So again, I know people say, but Mr. Boxing, Dillian Whyte's just shooting the shit. He's joking around. He's trying to create controversy. But bro, create controversy and shoot the shit by stating some facts. It's okay to talk shit, but talk shit with facts as well. Don't just throw lies out there, man. So I'm not sure what Dillian Whyte was trying to do. Well, I know what he was trying to do, get some attention, and he got the attention, okay? But just putting lies out there that he was properly twitching and all, it just brings into question everything else you talk about. Just like when you say that you've been the mandatory for 17,000 days. That's bullshit. You were never the mandatory for 800, 600 days. You're lying. Now you're the mandatory. And shout out to my man BFTB. I think BFTB said something, well, when I watched the video, it was about 4 or 5 days ago, but I think he's been the mandatory for like 60 days now or something like that. You know what I mean? So were you the number one rated contender in the rankings? Yes, you were. Do I think that the number one contender in the rankings deserves to get a title shot? Yes, I do. And I'm clamoring for you to get a title shot next. So whether you fight Povetkin or whoever you fight next, I hope you win because I want to see you fight, get your title shot. And hopefully it's Wilder that beats Fury because I specifically want to see you fight Wilder. All right. So I'm clamoring for you, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm not one of your haters. All right. I'm clamoring for Dillian Whyte to get a title shot. Okay. But you got to stop the lies though, bro. I just don't get what you're getting out of this. It's just, again, but Mr. Boxing, he's just talking shit, but talk shit with some facts though, because it goes over better to me. Look, I love talk. I talk shit on the basketball court all the time, but I'm not going to miss 7 shots in a row and say, "Ooh, I'm busting your ass." No, I missed my last 7 shots. I'm struggling. Now, if I make 7 shots in a row and I say I'm busting your ass, you can't guard me. Well, I have reason to say it. Why? Because I just made my last 7. So you can talk shit with using some facts. But to say a guy got knocked out and put that out and then say it on national TV and shit, it's like, bro, why are you lying like that? Because he said it on Sky Sports. It's like, bro, why are you sitting up here lying like that? You know what I mean? So Jonathan Banks put an end to all those rumors about him being knocked out cold. Shit didn't happen. But him being knocked down, yeah, I can see that happen. It was fucking Vladimir Klitschko. I seen Vladimir Klitschko. I put up a clip of Klitschko when he caught Israel Gono with a hard shot. If you guys haven't seen that, just type in Mr. Boxing Today 2, Klitschko sparring Joseph Parker and Israel Gono. And I think it was a left hook that caught a Gono. Looked like it's about to drop him. You know what I mean? So Vladimir roughing up dudes and knocking dudes down and giving dudes their work, especially back in 2012. I'm not surprised at that at all. That's Vladimir in his prime, going against guys that are on the come up. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised at that at all, or close to his prime at least, or when he was a well-oiled machine as far as uh, the way he was fighting back then. You know what I mean? So that's nothing to be ashamed of. But that's neither here nor there because right now it's 2020, baby, and we're trying to talk about what's now. And what's now is Dillian Whyte, you were out of shape than a motherfucker in your last fight. That's what is true. That's what's not a lie. You know what I mean? So just get in the gym, bro, and your next fight should be an exciting type of slugfest, and let's see what you got from there. You know what I mean? And I know you're on your crusade right now to call Wilder a coward. And to me, hey, that's shit talking. I'm fine. I'm more fine with that because that's just shit talking. Dude's a coward. He's a bum. I'm used to that. But when you start the lies though, then you got fans out here believing this. Like people are leaving me comments. Dillian Whyte confirmed that I'm reading these comments like, bro, I'm more sad about the fans that actually believe you rather than you saying it. It's like, damn, fans out here really believe this? Crazy. That's pretty much it, man. Let me see what y'all talking about now, man. But that's pretty much all I want to cook on. Let me see where I left off. Big Nick says Ruiz is a mess. Doughboy is cooked. Nothing will change. Ruiz now he got what he came for, not the belts, but the money. Yeah, Renee Young. According to this soft generation, I am hating. Yep, you're you're a hater. How dare you critique? So yeah, to some of the softies up in here, I guess I am hating on these cats. Uh, yeah, Ivan Tua he did a lot better against Lewis than Mike. Mike was just so shot at that point of his career, man. I know, but Mr. Boxing, nah, man, that dude was shot, man. That dude was completely shot. Uh, Big Nick says, Mr. Boxing, as you know, it's all about the mindset of a fighter. We all have bad habits, but elite sportsmen have better discipline than they do habits. Andy's heart is in the buffet. It's in the buffet and it's into the newest fashion. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like to me. And it's into the nearest jeweler that's gonna customize some jewelry for him. You know what I mean? He's out there buying that type of jewelry, but the jewelry he needs to be buying is the jewelry that's in the gym. You know what I mean? Let's go drape ourselves in that jewelry. What do you mean, Mr. Boxing? With that determination jewelry. With that doing what remembering doing what got you here jewelry. Having a fighter's mindset jewelry. That's the jewelry I want to see him draped in. Renee Box says, salute Mr. Box's dad. Much respect to you, vet. Yep, pops up in here. Let's see. Cyber Boxer says, I think Wilder will win in a decision, may win a knockout in round 9, but Tyson can in points as well. Who knows? Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man. P Money, what's good, bro? I see somebody in here that I've never seen. I don't know if that's the real channel or not. I've never seen these dudes on my channel. But it is what it is. Salute to them as well. I ain't got nothing against nobody, man. As long as they ain't saying nothing racist, I don't, whatever your boxing opinion is your boxing opinion. I ain't tripping on that. Yes, Jupiter Breed. You say you agree with me that fighters peak are at different times. For example, Wilder is a super late bloomer. Yeah, so I never go by age. When people say, but they're both 27, it's like, yeah, dude, but the one dude, when he was 20, he was a world champion from 20 to 22, and he's lost his, I'm just making some up, but he's lost the last four of his last seven fights, three by knockout. You know what I mean? So now at 27, he's a totally different fighter than the guy that's 27, still undefeated, and was working his way up through the ranks. You could be at two totally different stages, man, even though you're the same age. Jupiter B, hey bro, why is Wach a thing? Because he's durable. He's been in there with some names, and he's hard to stop. So if you do stop him, you can say, "Hey, I'll stop Marius Wach." You know what I mean? I think Povetkin stopped, but it's Bacole stopped him lately. But look, he's just a name and he's durable. That's the only reason why Marius Wach is a thing right now, man. But look, hey, you can't fault Marius Wach because he went in there and he did his thing with Dillian Whyte. So again, he's living to fight another day. So blame Dillian Whyte. Let's blame Dillian Whyte for Marius Wach. But nah, seriously though, Parker and his team still had to pick him, regardless of how he looked. You still have to go out there and pick him as an opponent. But he's just durable with a name, man. That's pretty much it is, in my opinion, with Marius Wach. My man BC is up in here. He says Whyte doesn't sell out. Um, I'm not sure the exact numbers of his fights, bro, but I know when he's in the UK fighting, he does bring a large crowd out. I'm not privy with all the exact numbers, but he puts a lot of people, and they do like to come out and see him fight. I will put it that way. Linda Morris says good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. Dominic Hardy says, what do you think about Parker helping Fury prepare for Wilder? Um, well, Parker's not a title holder. It's not like he's still the WBO heavyweight champion. And at this point, I just think it's two guys. Look, as long as Parker goes in there and he's also trying to learn something as well and working on things he needs to work on for his upcoming fight, he's not going in there as just a sparring partner mindset. I don't see nothing wrong with them two. And I also seen something with I think that was today where Fury came out and said that if Ruiz wants to win his title back, he needs to come and get in his camp and spar with him. I think Fury right now is trying to just find help from whoever. And why not go the world class route? You know what I mean? There's no help better than some world class help. Now, does this mean it's going to help him beat Wilder? No, because Parker and Wilder are two totally different fighters. But let me stay consistent because you guys have heard me say this for years on YouTube. I'm a big believer in bringing some of everybody into your camp. Just because you're fighting somebody that's 6'7" with long arms that likes to move doesn't mean you need all 6'7" long arms like to move guys in camp. No, bring in some southpaws. Bring in some guys that like to rough it up on the inside. Bring in some guys that are 6'2". Bring in some guys that are 6'7", 6'3", 6 foot whatever. Doesn't matter. Bring in some of everybody. Why? So you can be prepared for any and everything on fight night. I'm a huge believer in that. Coupled with, you do need to bring in some guys that are going to mimic the style. Okay, so let me not take it too far. Yes, you want to bring in guys that are going to mimic the style, but also bring in some guys that are totally opposite of the style. You know what I mean? To be ready for any and everything. It's the best way, because what you don't want to do is go in there and say, after the fight you lose and you're preparing for an outboxer because your opponent's an outboxer, but then your opponent fights a totally different fight. Let's say rounds 5 through the end of the fight, he was roughing you up on the inside because you wasn't prepared for it. No, man. Be prepared for anything. An in fight, an out fight, a guy that's going to move, a guy that might walk you down, a guy with lateral movement, a guy come in a straight line, backs up in a straight line. Be prepared. Southpaw, orthodox, hands down, hands up. Be prepared for it all, man. The J. Roos theory, he says, I think Dubois would KO Whyte if they fight soon. Tony Boswell says, I would like to see Ortiz and Whyte or Whyte and Miller, then the winner fight Ruiz, then Wilder, then AJ versus the king of the heavyweight division. Clint Sufano says, I want to see Fa run it back with Craig Lewis again. Yo, Craig Lewis gave him all the work he could handle, man. Shout out to Craig Lewis from Detroit. He's a very crafty fighter. Don Hearn says, Lucas Brown is fighting Otto Wallen next, isn't he? I'm not sure. I'm not sure they have anything set in stone yet. If that is set in stone, leave me a link or I'll look down the comments. But the last I heard, man, Otto Wallen is still looking for somebody to fight. He brought up some names, Dillian White, and he's just bringing names up right now. But as I've learned, there's nothing set in stone yet. But the last I did hear Lucas Brown name being thrown around is with David Price. That is on all over the internet. Well, I guess we'll see. Yes, Jupiter B. It says you says not who trashed Wilder for having empty arenas fighting in front of 30 people. Yeah, it was literally, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. It was literally like 30 people. The venue was empty. I'm looking like, oh my, it was so many. You know, like when they doing the telecast where you can see like the first 8, 9, 10 rows back, depending on which broadcast you're watching. Empty. Only people you seen was the people sitting around like the like the people that sit right up on the ring, like the judge, and it was them people. No fans. And then when they kind of spanned out with the camera, you seen like a person there, person over here. If you squint really tight, you can see a person at the up. It was like that type of thing. I was like, damn, he was the first fight on the card. Jupiter B says, but Mr. Boxing, Whyte don't have any facts that work in his favor. Well, he need to find some. Should he need to find something? Because just throwing out lies is just that doesn't to me that doesn't win over, man. And you can have the gift of gab. You can be very comical and have uh you know a big personality, but you got to have some facts up in there. At least Tyson Fury can say, "Hey, I rose from the ashes," or "I outboxed you," because there was some rounds that he outboxed Wilder. So at least it's some fact base with his shit talking. But just lying though is just like, bro, that's just a blatant lie. But he's talking shit, yeah, but with lies though. Like at least have truth. My man Haplo, let me see. Jay Jerk says at this point, White is just trying to be relevant. Fuck what is true or not. He is trying to make some people forget he did some sucker shit by trying to Nino Brown his way out of shit. Haplotype Zero says, I think Dillian White will be a fairly easy win for Wilder. I just wish these guys would fight more often so we can see it soon. And bro, it's not that they're not fighting often, Haplotype. Well, I do agree they need to fight more. But when they do fight, we want to see bigger fights. Because a lot of these guys are having stay busy fights and takeover fights, as they call it in the UK. We want to see more of some big clashes. You know what I mean? Tony, my man Tone Banger says UK trolls, and I'm glad my man Tone Bangers said trolls. A lot of my UK fans that rock with me, like Leo Donald and Big Nick, you guys know, man, that we can chop it up. But it's the trolls though that just be getting on my nerves. But my man Tone Banger says UK trolls simply love banter. They hate. He says they have absolutely no problem with blatantly lying as long as it gets a rise out of the people they harass. Yeah, and then they'll say, calm down. You're getting too emotional. It's like, well, you calm down with the lies, though, man. Like, and some of them trolls they do love that type of banner. To me, that's really not my thing. I know it comes down to our personalities and all that, but I'm really not a. I do like cracking jokes, you know what I mean, but that just really ain't my twist like that, you know what I mean. But some of them dudes love that type of stuff, man. But that really ain't my twist like that. Arthur Mack says it says the next these UK heavyweights going to be calling out Riddick Bowe. Uh, Denaji Vanderpool Bryan says Wach is a matchroom gatekeeper, or he says keeper, but I'm assuming you mean gatekeeper. Uh, Marvin Hagler, he says promoters have too much power in boxing. UFC is far superior model. That's why it works. Man, any type of sports that make you get into a tournament format or the champion has to fight the very next highest rated available guy is always going to win over to me. You know what I mean? I'm more of a boxing fan than I am a UFC fan, but I do like their motto. I don't think their pay grade is correct. I think the boxing pay grade for the top elite guys is a lot better than the UFC, but I do like the way it's ran as far as you know, the champ fights the next highest rated available guy. The winner of this fight fights the winner of this fight. Like though, like a tournament format type. I like those type of things, and that way you can't try to duck out of it. You can't try to renegotiate the fight this guy because he's more popular, or all that crazy shit that goes on in boxing, or who he beat and all that shit. It's corny, man. It's really corny to me. You say Marvin Hagler says UK versus USA and hate thing you don't get in the UFC. Boxing is pretty pathetic, to be honest. Well, the UFC does it in different ways though. I remember it was one of the seasons of the Ultimate Fighter where they had like the UK versus the USA. So no, they do have their rivalries like that. It's just the shit talking is just at a different level when it comes to boxing. You know what I mean? The shit talking and fans who don't want to see the best fights, they kind of mess it up, man. When you got fans say who he beat, he don't deserve it. Whenever you have a fan literally standing by another title holder shouldn't fight another title holder in a unification fight because one of the title holders, in that fan's opinion, ain't beat nobody. Whenever you have that type of mindset, when there's a legion of fans that have that type of mindset, it makes our sport look bad. It makes our sport look bad, man. When you're denying unification because you feel as if one of the title holders who he beat, it's a unification fight, man. Obviously, he beat the right motherfucker to get the title, right? You know what I mean? So, what do you mean who he beat and he don't deserve? But hey, that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Quincy Panola says Otto Wallen with School Brown. Yeah, I think he'll beat the brakes off Lucas Brown, man. Curtis Anderson, Kurt Sugar up in here, man. What's up, man? He says boxing is about race. He says boxing is about race, country, and pride. It's the history of the sport. Yes, it is. It's always been about that. You know what I mean? So that's not going anywhere. Um, like I just explained, when you have the corny fans or uh, people who are, I guess, proclaiming to be fans of the sport that are really more fans of the said fighter, they make it kind of corny with their beliefs. But we got to have the casuals in so that way the fighters can make money because they're going to make the money with a lot of the casuals. You know what I mean? So us hardcore, we know what it's about. We know that race and politics and all that shit's going to stay with boxing, man. It's not going anywhere. As much as some of you want it to go away, it's not going away. And to tell you the truth, the shit might escalate. The shit might intensify in certain fights and certain situations. You know what I mean? Especially if it's the right fight, it's going to intensify like a damn fire. Throw some more gasoline on it, it's going to intensify. So it's not going anywhere at all anytime soon. Rob Plant. Oh, Rob Plant finally put his picture up. Is that your picture? Is that you and your woman? Shout out to Rob Plant, man. I think Rob got sick of people saying that he won't show his face, probably. I'm not sure. But shout out to my man Rob Plant. Um, Let me see. Billy B was good. But that's pretty much it, y'all. I had y'all in for an hour. Renee Saucedo was good from Victorville, California. See who else. Dominic Hardy said they made Usyk versus Chisora for March 28. Think it's a big risk for Usyk since Chisora still has something left in the tank. Not sure Usyk has the power to hurt him. Faded Witherspoon gave him issues. Hold on. So Dominic Hardy, is that something new? Is that new? Is that news? Is that up to date news right there, Dominic? Because if so, I need to do a video on that one. I know that was a name being thrown out there for a while, but let me know if that's new. Because if it is, then that will be my next video. Dan Rogers says, "What do you think of Franklin? Can he be world title level? Not impressed what I've seen." You're talking about Jermaine Franklin, the undefeated heavyweight prospect out of I think Jermaine's from Flint, or is he from Detroit? I know he's out of Michigan or Saginaw. One of them. Is it Saginaw? I'm not sure, but quick hands, patient, crafty. Um, just want to see him get. And you know what's so funny? We were talking about Otto Wallen. Funny how things change, right? Him and Otto Wallen were on the same cards. I think their last two fights prior to the Fury fight, right? And Jermaine Franklin was looked at as the marquee name between the two. And it's funny how Otto Wallen got his opportunity. He made the best of it, even though he lost. He put up a good effort in a losing uh, fight. But it's funny how things worked out. And I was always saying that, man, Franklin and Wallen need to fight. Franklin and Wallen need to fight. So I say that to say this. Maybe Franklin needs to be put in an opportunity because he probably is never going to wow us fighting journeyman level type of guys. Maybe he'll never wow us, but maybe he will wow us if we put him in there with a Jarrell Miller. You put him in there with a Dominic Brazil. The same way Otto Wallen was never going to wow us fighting the Nick Kisners of the world, right? He was never going to wow us doing that. But he did make us raise an eyebrow when he fought Tyson Fury. Some guys need to just be thrown on the deep end and see if they can sink or swim. And maybe Franklin, maybe that type of guy. Oh, okay, Dominic Hardy said they confirmed it yesterday. That's my new video, man. That's my new one. I didn't see that. I don't know how the hell I didn't see that. But yeah, okay. I've heard of, but I did hear about the Chisora. We've been hearing about that for damn near months now. So that's gonna be a good one, man. I'm like you said, man. If Witherspoon's able to give him some little, I'll say minor problems, all right, here and there with his size and backing him up a little bit. Chisora's not, yo, man. Chisora's gonna come to bang. Now maybe Chisora leaving himself open, coming in straight lines, maybe that can lead him into getting knocked the fuck out. But at the same time, the Usyk, does he have that type of power at heavyweight? But sometimes it's not about just pure power. It's about those shots that your opponent doesn't see coming. So maybe he can pepper him, and then step in with hard shots on maybe the third or fourth punch. But Usyk does sometimes fight at one speed, even though he's moving, he's showing some angles, and he's agile. His punch, the way he places his punches, they all come across as, for me, with the eye test, they come across like they're all the same speed. It's like same speed. Same. It's not like pro with the jab, right hand, left hook, boom, a hard uppercut. It's not like he's trying to place that hard shots. He's not trying to embed those hard shots in between the 3, 4, 5 punch combination. It seems as if they're all the same speed. That's just what I get from it. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Yes, Rob Plain, he does hate movers. That's why I thought that Chisora had a hard time with anybody that showed the movement, obviously, right? And I thought that's why Cabello edged that fight because that was a close fight. Some people thought Chisora won, but I thought Cabello did a great job of boxing and moving when he had to, and he was frustrating Chisora, and Chisora would he would turn into a plotter, and he will become uninterested in the fight. Once you start moving and peppering him a little bit, he will plod and follow, and he will become uninterested. And that's where you have to capitalize because David Haye was able to capitalize on that, catching him with big shots. Not sure Usyk carries that same type of power or has that same type of mindset that David Haye had. Okay, Dominic Hardy said you saw it on Boxing News 24. I'm going to go check them out. Boxing News, a.k.a. Eastside Boxing. I wonder why they changed that name. But I used to be heavy on Eastside Boxing, man. My name on there used to be Monster of the Midway. And that was going to be my YouTube name because my thing back in was that 04, 05, 06, 07? There's like 4 years where I was on there and I was like one of the commenters. I used to be in every, because they will post the articles and then they would have a thing where you can reply to the article. So I used to go back and forth in there all the time, man. And the first uh, UK guys I used to get into it with was guys that were big Ricky Hatton fans back then. So this is like, that was more leading up into that Floyd fight. So this is like 07 or 08 when I used to be on there a lot. And that was the yes, when I was on there, I was Monster of the Midway. Came over to YouTube, tried to use Monster of the Midway, but they said that name was taken. I couldn't use it. So that's when I birthed Mr. Boxing Today too. And I came up with Mr. Boxing Today too. Funny story. I'm gonna end it with this. I came up with my name for my channel literally because I had a USA Today paper on my table when I was sitting in my little laptop trying to figure out a name. So I seen USA Today, and I just thought Mr. Boxer Today. That's how I came up with my name. But I wanted to use Monster of the Midway, but couldn't do it. Born in Chicago, grew up a lot of years in Minnesota, went to college in North Dakota and Wisconsin. So Monster of the Midway was gonna be my name. But I was heavy on East Side Boxing, aka Boxing 20, whatever it's called now, Boxing 24 News. Heavy on there. They actually offered me one of their writers actually offered me a writing position, but he wasn't gonna pay me. It was just to help build the site. And I'm like, nah, I'm straight. Went over to YouTube about '09, Been here ever since. But I was watching Blood Boxing in like '07, '08, watching Blood Boxing, D Styles, Haplotype. What was some other guy's name? Boxing for Real. You guys remember the Boxing for Real dudes? They were the first guys on YouTube to do an interview with Wilder as far as the boxing uploaders back in '08. I think it was after his first pro fight. Boxing for Real was the first time I seen a Deontay Wilder interview. Shots out. I don't know if they're even still around, man, but they were like '06. Oh, they were like around when Blood Boxing first came out. So, and there's a lot of I hate naming the first set of YouTubers that did boxing because I always forget somebody, man. But they know who they are. You know what I mean? So shouts out to them. Shouts out to you guys, man. Yes, DB Monster the Midway was going to be my name, but the name was taken. Dominic Hardy says salute to you, Mr. Boxing. Didn't know you were a fellow Chicagoan. Yes, yes. DB says that explains it. Uh, Let me see here. Yeah, my dad must have left the chat, but yep. Yes, born in Chicago, man. Southsider. But hey, y'all, let me get up out of here, man. I know y'all got plenty more things to do today to listen to my ass rant about this heavyweight division. I will be back. Okay, Dominic says, you born and raised Southside? Yes, sir. Well, more born there. We moved here, uh, Minnesota when I was like 5 or 6 years old. My dad can confirm that, but something like that. Um, we lived in that 105th and Wentworth area. You know what I mean? My parents, they went to Carver High School with Tim Hardaway Sr. My uncle actually played varsity ball with Tim Hardaway for 3 years on that Carver High team. Um, yeah, man. So Tim Hardaway Sr. spent a lot of nights in my grandparents' house. You know what I mean? With my uncle Al, whatever. You know what I mean? They were close friends back then. But yeah. Okay, you said you grew up right off 95th and Ashland. That's what's up, man. Yep. Yes, P Money. He was doing that crossover back then. And it's funny talking. My dad, he left the chat, but my dad was in here. But my dad would tell me about how Tim used to play, and he thought just Tim was a good ball player. You know, you never know who's gonna make it to the league, man. But he was like, yeah, he was cold then though. You know what I mean? He was doing that crossover then. I know when he got to UTEP, they started calling it the UTEP two step. His little crossover, his between the leg cross he used to do. And then when he got to the league, you know, once the league gravitates towards you, they make whatever you do larger than life. But shouts out to the Hardaways, man. Shouts out to all of Chicago as well. Okay, Jupiter. Oh, a lot of people from Chicago up in here. He said he grew off Pulaski and Madison. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I know a lot of y'all is from the shop. But hey, y'all, let me get up out of here, man. About to hit this gym, man. About to go put in some work, bust these boys' heads at this gym. Y'all be easy. Gonna be back tomorrow, man. My next video is gonna be about this Usyk versus Chisora thing that's going down, man. You know what I mean? But until then, y'all be easy, man. I'm gone.